Greetings and salutations, YouTube viewers, my faithful followers, or the casual observer. I'm Timothy Scott Purvis, and I'm here to discuss the Ghostbusters trailer. As if you haven't heard enough about this already. So, I am going to give my take on the trailer, but I've already seen it several times, and I have some thoughts and opinions that I want to share on this particular instance of a trailer. Okay. First off, and I am going to be looking down a few times to look at what I've written down in my thoughts, and I'm going to try to muddle through my handwriting, which sucks balls. So, let me just say, this is a horrible trailer. Okay, it's horrible. But it's not for reasons that I'm seeing everywhere else. All these people, everybody has an opinion about why it's horrible and how they have no faith in the movie. This isn't one of those situations. I don't think it's going to be a horrible movie. I don't. First off, let's get this out of the way. These are very funny women that you see in this trailer. They're very funny comedians. They have a history of being funny. You can see them on Saturday Night Live. You can see them in movies. You can see that they have very solid delivery, and they're on point quite often when they're on screen. And this is arguably debatable, depending on your personal preference. But I don't get why the print media seems to be wanting to tear off on a tangent about this, talking about, oh, this means the movie's going to suck, and this means that women can't carry this kind of film. Why don't you listen to YouTubers about this issue? This isn't about them being women. This is about the fact that the trailer just isn't entertaining. This is a trailer that is horrible, and I have reasons why this trailer is horrible. Just because the trailer is bad doesn't mean the movie is going to be bad. It doesn't. Remakes are not an inherently bad thing. You can have very good remakes. You really can. I've really enjoyed the Star Trek reboots that you've seen in the movies. I did enjoy the first Star Trek reboot. I did enjoy Into Darkness. I know a lot of people had issues with it and how it's just remaking Wrath of Khan. So fucking what? If you're entertained and it has all the right beats and hits all the right notes, it can make mistakes and still be good. Even if they are using magic blood to save people's lives. Even if you have those kind of issues. Even if you see the same things being repeated, if you find something redeeming in it, it doesn't make it a bad movie. It just means you're trying to hit that nostalgic note. And that's not a bad thing. It can be overdone. It can be done poorly. I don't think this was the case with the Star Trek. And I don't think that's going to be the case with the Ghostbusters movie, the new one coming out. I did think this at the beginning, but haven't had time to think this over. I've come to some realizations about this. Now, this isn't to say that I don't wish a certain franchises would be given a rest for a while. I'm looking at you, Fantastic Four. Fox, you either do it right, or you give this shit up and give it back to Marvel. That's all there is to it. If you can't do Fantastic Four, stop trying. Enough said. I'm just saying. So let's break this trailer down and see what went wrong, shall we? Slime. A lot of people are pointing out slime is problematic. I don't really think it's problematic. I know I was saying, let's see what went wrong, but honestly, this is Ghostbusters, and it's kind of a staple of the series, so if you don't like slime, you might want to pass, alright? And in fact, you probably don't want to ever see a Ghostbusters film, product, or entity ever again. If you don't like slime, you're not going to like Ghostbusters. You probably didn't like Ghostbusters to begin with. So, let's lay off the idea that they're repeating the sliming. Of course they're going to slime people. It's Ghostbusters. For fuck's sake. Really? I mean, what would a Ghostbusters flick be without slime? Let's see what doesn't work in this trailer. I guess I'm going to do a slight reaction here. It says 30 years ago. This whole intro thing is really just to establish the fact that there's a connection to the old films, even though this is a reboot. I would ignore this completely. This is only for advertising, and that's it. Advertising purposes alone to get you excited that there's a new Ghostbusters film showing up. Put it out of mind.
It's a class 4 operation. It's okay. She seems peaceful.
My name is Erin Gilbert, Doctor of Particle Physics.
That stuff went everywhere, by the way, in every crack. Very hard to wash off.
We have dedicated our whole lives to studying the paranormal. Now there's sightings all over the city. There are people out there that need our help. Holtzman, you're a brilliant engineer.
I think you might be explaining too much.
Erin, no one's better at quantum physics than you. We can provide a real service.
I know what's going wrong here.
You guys are really smart about this science stuff, but I know New York.
I don't think Lizzie Jones is wrong as an Ernie Hansen type character. I know people are pointing it out. Oh, it's racist, but
It's a Cadillac!
I don't really think it's all that racist.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, did you want to?
Sorry, I'll let you.
Next time.
Someone is creating a device
That was
that
uncomfortable.
amplifies paranormal activity.
A lot of special
We might
effects.
be the only
They're
ones
not
who can
done
stop
yet.
it. Holtzman, come on.
That is too much, right?
This is out of context.
Because the
I don't
reader
think it
didn't
should have been in the trailer. People saying, "Oh, what's this Beetlejuice?" Maybe they are capturing Beetlejuice. I
There's
don't
a
know.
bigger picture at hand here.
Well, it's action.
These ghosts can possess the human form.
This is a very crucial bit of information. Ghosts can possess human form. That's disgusting.
Oh, hell no, the devil is a liar! Get out of my friend, ghost!
That's a completely unnecessary shot for this trailer.
Oh, pain compels you!
And it's not funny. I do love the remix of the song, so the music is great. Well, the remix of the music, I should say. Alright. You know, I was going to say here, now we looked at what's wrong, but I know why the trailer didn't work, and I don't think there was anything wrong with the trailer, alright? I think the biggest issue that we're seeing with this trailer isn't the trailer itself. It's the fact that the movie is still being made. It's still being built. The special effects haven't been implemented yet. You're looking at an incomplete film. It doesn't release until July. What was it? July 15th or something like that? I don't know. It's in July that it's coming out. So they would be right in the middle of still working out the special effects. What you're looking at is a base thought process of what's yet to come, not a complete product. Okay, let's stop panicking about this trailer, alright? Ghostbusters fans everywhere, people who love movies, stop panicking. Here's the problem that I'm going to lay out for you. Outside of the fact that the special effects aren't finished yet, so what you see, what you just saw, isn't finished. So the special effects that are in there right now, it probably might not be in a finished product because it's still being built. So this is a placeholder or an almost finished product in those scenes. Or these are scenes that are done and they're still working on that they want to share with you now to get you excited and pumped about the movie that's coming out. And I think the problem that most people have is the fact that we're getting all these cliches just shown right at us, just shoved right in our faces up front. It's not showing us anything original. That's because they want to remind you, just like Star Wars, they want to remind you of the franchise's history before they give you something new. They want to put this out there so you say, oh yeah, I remember that. So you have your slime in copious amounts. You have your 4 scientists, or 3 scientists and somebody who's got street smarts that are learning the ropes of what it takes to actually bust and capture spiritual entities. And of course you have your racial tropes. Regrettably. It's unfortunate that those are in there, but it seems to be a Hollywood issue, not so much a film issue, but kind of a Hollywood issue. And you also see that all these women in this trailer, they don't seem to be very funny, which kind of reinforces, unfortunately, the sexist mentality that women can't be funny. Now, I've come to a very firm, solid conclusion as to why the women don't seem to be very funny in this trailer. Like I said before, they're all funny. They all have great moments. They can deliver the humor. And we have lots of supporting evidence for that. You have their entire SNL run. Melissa McCarthy has great comedic timing. I absolutely love how Spy played out. I love the movie Spy. It was a great movie. And that was a movie that was also directed by Paul Feig. And apparently he's also done the Peanuts movie. And he's shown that he can deliver good movies. That he's shown that he is a competent director. I mean, we're not talking about Uwe Boll here. We're talking about a guy who has delivered sharp, funny movies. Who's delivered sharp, on-point movies. And he has an ensemble of very funny women. So there's no reason to think that this movie won't be funny. Won't deliver on the comedic timing, that it won't have the dramatic situations and the tension and the great delivery that we know from the Ghostbuster franchise. Now, most people will probably say that the first Ghostbuster movie was the best one, but I'm actually one of those rare few who did enjoy the second movie. I liked it. I thought it was good. It wasn't as great as the first one, mind you, but it had brilliant moments, and I think that's very important because it had a lot to say. Not always great things to say, but it had a lot to say. So, here's one of the major issues that I think I have with this trailer, and I think that most people have with the trailer and don't realize that they have this issue with the trailer. All the moments that you're seeing in this are taken out of context. Everything that you see being presented in this trailer are all narrative scenes. They're exposition. They are taken directly from the movie. These are the finished shots that they have because, like I said, they're still building the movie. And since they're still building the movie, they still have a lot to do, a lot of work left to do and before the final release. Now, what they have, and they're trying to build up a teaser here for you. They're trying to say, hey, here's the movie. Here's what we got for you. What do you think? And a lot of people responded negatively because it's not very entertaining. Well, that's because it's exposition. Everything that you're seeing in this trailer is exposition and is built off of some other moment that's invariably more entertaining than what we're seeing in this trailer. But because the special effects are not done for those scenes, they didn't present them. So what you would have had is a shot that didn't have the special effects in it, which is why they didn't use it. This is, of course, my opinion, but I have seen this before in movies. When they're in a hurry to get the hype built up. You know, right now, what do you have? You have Captain America Civil War coming out. You have Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice coming out. You have X-Men Apocalypse coming out. So you have all these big AAA titles getting ready to hit the theaters, and Sony's panicking. We have to show the public that we have the Ghostbusters coming out, and it's ready to go. So let's give you something, a little taste of what's to come. So this is what they came up with. This is what they threw together of the footage that was ready to be shown. And that's what they did here. So it didn't hit. It didn't work. It sucked because it was just exposition. It was incomplete, incomplete special effects. It was out of order sequencing, and it didn't hit the right notes that you wanted to have. Now I'm I am going to actually show you how this trailer should have been done with a fan edit that's on here that I'm going to play. I'm going to play it right now. I'm going to play it right now for you. This is the beats that they should hit in a trailer to get you interested in it. Now, people have seen this. A lot of people will say, yeah, but they cut out all the garbage stuff, and it just shows you how bad the movie's going to be because they had to get around that. That's not true. What this fan edit trailer does is gets you excited for what's coming up. So you'll be more interested in seeing what's going to come next. It wants you to see it. So check it out.
It's a class 4 operation. That's okay. She seems...
We have dedicated our whole lives to studying the paranormal. Now there's sightings all over the city. We can provide a real service.
There's something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters!
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, did you want to?
Sorry, I'll let you.
Next time. Okay.
Okay, so now if you check that out, you see what I'm talking about. It's much faster pace. It's much better presented. It gives you a better taste of what you're looking for out of the movie. Now, the reason why this is because of this. Sony screwed up with this trailer. And they screwed up with this trailer because they forgot what a trailer should encompass and why every great trailer manages to do its primary job. And that's to get asses in seats. It's not to tell you a story. It's not to tell you what the movie's about. It's to put you in that seat so you'll go and see it. The movie is supposed to sell you on the story. The movie is supposed to sell you on the narrative, not the trailer. So what the trailer needs to be in order to be successful, it has to be fast-paced. Now, not every genre is going to follow quite this method, but it's going to be similar. It has to be fast-paced. It has to hit all the right notes. That means it has to give a taste, it has to give a hint of what the plot is, but not reveal too much. And it needs to show you and give you an idea of what the final product is going to be, but not give too much away, like in one of the recent Batman v Superman trailers, because they were getting worried and they're like, well, we need to shove this out the door, and then they unveiled way too much. What they should have done was, to begin with, was that final trailer really hit all the high notes without telling you what's going to happen. It leaves you in suspense. It's like, oh wow, we have all this action going down. It's like, what's going on? I think the trailer for 12 Monkeys way back when was an excellent trailer because it gave you a hint of what the plot was, but it didn't tell you too much. It made you interested. And that wasn't an action-packed thriller, but it was, but it hit all the right notes. Now, it has to showcase the cast, members of the cast, in a memorable situation. This is not necessarily a situation, a memorable scene that's quotable, necessarily, or the most memorable scene, but a scene that you're going to remember. It's going to be like, wow, I can't believe what I just saw. I need to check that out. It is a memorable scene like one of the recent Captain America Civil War scenes where Tony Stark is talking to Captain America, and Captain America is saying, Bucky's my friend. And Tony Stark's like, I thought we were. And then they proceed to beat each other up. That is a perfect, memorable moment. It gets you thinking about the movie and what you're going to find in it and why it's all transpiring. That's the beat you want to hit. And we need to have a taste of the atmosphere and the genre of what the movie is. So, you can get that from any number of scenes, but it has to be presented in such a way that entices the viewer, doesn't unveil too much, doesn't bore the viewer, but perks the viewer's interest going, interesting. I want to find out more. And that means there can't be any expositional scenes, which is what we had in the Ghostbusters trailer. Expositional scenes. You had them trying to explain who the girls were, the women were. It's saying, you're a brilliant scientist, you're this mad genius, you're this what, MTA worker. You know, they're trying to showcase who the women are in the story way too much, and showing them in not necessarily memorable situations, and in fact, in situations that are taken out of context that you're not going to really find very entertaining unless you watch the movie. You know, seeing the one woman in a wig is not very funny because you don't have the setup. You don't have all the context to that scene. We don't know what's going on there, and therefore we can't laugh at it. We can't find it funny. It'll be funny if you see the whole thing laid out and it turns out it's just some bizarre thing that's going down, and suddenly she decides to do that, and then you're just not expecting it. But now that they've spoiled that, you're not going to laugh anyway because, you know, it's taken out of context. That is a very big mistake, and they've made a lot of mistakes in this particular trailer because of that. And they also need to remember to stay true to the genre that they are making. You wouldn't try to showcase a trailer and cut it in such a way that a horror film looks like an action film, because when people go and see it and they realize it's not an action film, they're going to be disappointed. And you're not going to do the inverse of that. You're not going to make an action film look like a horror film. You want to stay true to the genre. And I think that's another beat that was missed here. They were trying to showcase this as a comedy, when it's not. It's kind of a supernatural thriller comedy. And you're going to see all those beats hit in the movie. But the trailer makes you think that it's just going to be nothing but comedy. It's going to be ignoring its source material. And I don't think that's going to be the case with this new movie. I really don't. Look, we all know this trailer sucked. And we all know that there's a lot of thumbs down for it. And we know that the internet's going crazy thinking that this movie is going to bomb and it's going to be terrible. And there's a chance that it could happen. If not only for the problem that we've all been let down by the trailer. So there might be people who won't go and see the movie because they think it's going to be horrible. But take a lesson from Batman v Superman. You know you're all going to go see that because that final trailer was so goddamn phenomenal. It's like, alright, you won me back. I want to check it out. I didn't want to see Batman vs. Superman in the beginning. I didn't care because Ben Affleck's fucking Batman. But then I saw that goddamn scene where he shows up and he starts beating everybody down, and they start giving just a little bit of a taste of what the plot was and his personality towards it. And then you're like, alright, I might be able to be sold on this. That's what it takes. And I don't think that the Ghostbusters trailer delivered on that. And it's a shame. It's a pity. Because I don't think it's going to be a terrible movie. Everything that I'm seeing, because I've watched the trailer several times now, I've looked at it, I don't think it's going to be a horrible movie. I really don't. I'm going to reserve further judgment until I see more trailers for it. Hopefully the next trailer will be less exposition and more of the specific things that I was talking about, the idea of how you should make the trailer to make you interested in seeing it. Because I think if they're more true to the genre and the movie and what it takes for the comedians to showcase that movie, to show that they can be dramatic, they can be funny, they can be suspenseful, then I think that you're going to have a winning formula if they do all that. But if they show us more and it continues to bomb, there might be cause to worry at that point. But for now, I don't think we should be panicking. I think all this is premature. I think we need to calm down. I think we need to think about what is actually being presented here. And I think that what's being presented here is Sony hurrying up to give us a teaser for a movie that doesn't even release until July, which means we're not going to get anywhere near a finished product until, like, what, May, June, maybe? And it's still going to be working on a movie, but we won't get a more true version of that movie until at least May. At least. Okay, so this has gone on way too long. I didn't intend for this commentary to run this long. I really didn't. But I wanted to get this done and put it out there because I really am getting concerned with so many responses that I've seen to the trailer for this movie, and it's a shame because I don't really think it's going to be bad. I have faith in Paul Fagel. I have faith in all 4 of the comedians, all 4 of the women who are in there. I know Melissa McCarthy. I know Leslie Jones. I can't remember the other 2 women's names to save my life right now, but I do know that they're all SNL alumni from what I hear. But that should be encouraging in and of itself. It really should, because we have these very talented people working on a movie that does not really look all that bad. Now, you can make fun of Beetlejuice walking down the street all you want, but that's one moment in, what, a 2-hour movie? We haven't even begun to see what this movie has to offer. So I hope that you will at least give it a chance to see what it can deliver and have a little bit of faith that potentially Sony is actually going to deliver on this sequel, or reboot, quote unquote, and then it will lead to greater things, because we want this to be a successful movie, because we want more Ghostbuster movies down the road. We want to see that Ghostbusters universe. We want to see those franchises breaking out in universe. You know, LA Ghostbusters, Austin Ghostbusters, just a universe of Ghostbusters to try to stop the supernatural from overtaking the planet. We want to see these moments transpire, because great storytelling is great storytelling, and that's what we're here for. That's what movies are being made for. Great storytelling. And that's what we're hoping out of this. So thank you for sticking around to see this whole rambling commentary. And I don't know if I'll do another one this long again, but I had to get it out. So, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more of my material, whatever form that might take. And catch you later.